spent our days on the coast of something beautiful. We got pulled into the tide of something real. But somehow I lost you on the way. I assumed you left me behind. Lifeless days and sleepless nights, so tired of it. I can't get you off my mind, I can't forget it. Now I know what I've got to do is find my way back to you. Hey, why did it take us so long? Hey, while I was dancing on my own. Hey, and now my prayer's been answered in my darkest time. 'Cause now I found you. I was waiting on the day you would come back to me, hoping that I didn't burn a bridge I couldn't see. And now that you're by my side again, I'll never leave you behind. Lifeless days and sleepless nights, so tired of it. I can't get you off my mind, can't forget it. Now I know what I've got to do is find my way back to you. Hey, why did it take us so long? Hey, while I was dancing on my own. Hey, I might not be a lightning man, but I do know my trade.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Hopix Night Horde season number 2. This is a best of one series. This is the round of 16 best of one series, single eliminations for the qualifiers. Number
I will choose my own path.
2 teams join us. First one that is on the list on the top is going to be Before You. I believe they got a bye on the first round, now facing up against an NACT qualified team, the Night Horde. We could have a little small introduction on the Night Horde side. Gosu Zero is there, Sleepy, Momi, which I don't really know, Sayori, and R, familiar faces all around. Before You side, there is Dama, Kev QT, Malakwo, Erica, and Sora Blanks. It's always interesting looking at
I've been waiting for too long.
inside source, maybe Momi, Momui, dude. Y'all got creative names. Anyways, apparently he's a good tank player, so let's see how it goes. Going to the draft. It's always very nice that we're starting to see a very big pattern, especially with a lot of the top teams. Matilda gets prioritized pretty early, even though I think she still should be let go. There's a lot of counters, especially when opponents first pick a Matilda. Right?
No one can take you from
And the
me.
supports Ala, we always love to talk about the Estes matchup, the Raphael matchup against Matilda, or even the Lolita. It's definitely not one cures all. Joy, Barat, both strong junglers, high priority also from both teams. Arlot, Explore, Gwen. The trio, I would say, swappers. They're allowed to pretty much be extremely flexible in any draft, and it's a very, very strong blind pick for anyone that is choosing those 3 heroes. Nolan gets picked up first. Quite risky, considering that a lot of the jungles nowadays is utility heavy. We have seen quite a few Nolan already, so it's going to be a pretty good pick. Side Night Horde opting to go for this carry and Faramis. I don't think anyone can be mad at a Faramis early pick. We saw Bokorosco from Bloodhounds do quite well with that hero. And of course the carry, every single team has been prioritizing this hero or the Claude. And of course, when they pick up the carry, they always like to ban out the counter matchup or pick it. Example is going to be the game of Fiends, where the birdie from Kahari pretty much carried the whole entire game and had an extremely high gold lead. The side of Before You. Whoa.
I, Minotaur, will finish off
Before
what was
You
left undone.
has a player from Misu's squad, RY, which is going to be the one on the Ruby. Those that you guys can't read his name, it pretty much just says, like, I don't know, some Chinese spice hot pot mala. I think that's just how people say it, mala. But the members from Night Horde are actually, most of it are originated from there. I do think this lineup is a little bit different from the lineup that they had in NACT. But regardless, side up Before You decides to pick up this Vexana and Ruby. The impact of a Faramis compared to Vexana, I do believe is quite limited. There's a good chance that you're going to see Sayori pick up the Purify along with the carry to deal with a lot of the CC coming out from Before You.
A punch for a punch.
But when you look at the matchup, we've seen plenty of great Faramis ultimates, like the Cold Altar from Fleur, which is London yesterday, saving Melon at like 1 HP while he was free hitting with the carry. Like, the combination is sacred and golden. But on the other hand, you have this Vexana where high cooldown, no mobility, has a very good stun and clear level 1, but it's just it just feels like once the spells are out on the table, especially the ultimate, she's very, very prone to getting dope on. But Ruby anti-CC.
Wipe out all the injustice in the
Night
world.
Horde picks up the Martis, and the second phase bans are pretty much done and set on the table. The Chow gets picked up, I believe, as a roam or as a XP.
For honor!
Sword Blank picks up this Melissa as the marksman to deal with the late game potential of the carry. Sleepy picking up the pack. Quite interesting. We've seen the pack 3-4 times in this tournament already. I do believe the last tournament that I hosted for the collegians, we saw a lot of Lapu Lapus. Didn't see any packs. We didn't see the Vexana there in play yet either. The Ruby wasn't that popular, but now we're really seeing kind of this, you know, we're transcending into an era where a lot of different heroes are out being played, and as NACT goes on, teams are going to experiment and see what is truly the meta. But guys,
Welcome to mobile.
we're gonna hop into the very first match of Hopia x Night Horde.
5
This is going to
seconds
be
till the enemy
before
reaches the
you
battlefield.
versus
Smash them.
the Night Horde. Night Horde playing in
All
Night
troops
Horde's
deployed.
tournament. Quite cool, quite cool. Small invade. A little small warm-up happening for both teams. Again, this is a best of 1 series, round of 16. If before you or Night Horde ends up winning, they are going to be put onto the Qualifiers 3, where they're going to compete against 15 other teams for a top 8 spots. The format for that has not been determined, but it will be in the upcoming weeks after Qualifiers number 2. And if you guys are out there watching and you guys are interested in joining the Qualifiers too, we are going to have that available in a few days after Thursday night. Ooh. Nolan picking up that first blood on the Faramis. Seems like he still has enough dashes to get away from the first spell of Martis. We love that Levi skin. Every single time someone is using it, we're going to zoom in on the cameras. Give the people what they want. Rotating onto the top side. It seems like this Nolan is farming actually quite well, even though I think Martis probably has a slightly faster clear time. Oh, Julian looking to ult in real quick. Damage are being put onto the board. Sleeps. Rotated from the bot side. Said hello real quick to the enemy jungler, chunking him to half, allowing Zero to comfortably take the beginning of this turtle. And wow, Night Horde's macro quite well, sending the Tigreal over to distract the Nolan. He's going to be unable to get to the turtle on time. Retribution hasn't even been used, so might have a counter jungle opportunity here. The side of Before You got to make sure they are sending in a little bit of support onto the bot side, making sure this Nolan can farm a little bit. On the other hand, Mala bot side with the Ruby getting punched out from Paquito. As we have a small break of no action. Take a look at some of the items and the finances on the board. But before that, top side. 3-man gank coming down. The go away from Melissa gets popped along with the implosions of Tigreal. The 1-2 combo does set, but it seems like Sora is just a little bit too tanky. Fairness. Ooh, missed that first poke. Do you think it's going to be a good idea for Night Horde to come call it back right now? They're unable to grab it, and Before You, a very successful 2 versus 3 defend onto the top side. Now let's talk about this Chow roam. There's not many teams that are going to be pulling up with the Chow roam, especially. Oh, Way of the Dragon connects onto Momo. No follow up. Chunk dangerously though. Vexana ultimate does come through also. Gonna be doing a lot of damage on to anyone that has gonna go anywhere close to that ultimate. That's kind of why the Vexana is quite interesting nowadays, is because you could summon that clone and it stays awake for quite a long time. And majority of the time when that ultimate is on the ground, enemy team's gonna be looking to disengage most of the time. The damage, the AoE damage, the damage over time, and also the burst is just a little bit too much to handle most of the time. Pack 1-2 knockout strike, chunking the Nolan low once again, allowing Night Horde to grab this objective extremely comfortable. I do think the setup before you has to consider now maybe just giving up all 3 turtles. They've given up the first 2. Find an advantage onto the other side of the map. Chow. Ultimates are coming through. The flicker comes out before the decimation has a chance to connect. 5 minutes. Both teams quite even. Just a small kill here or there. Sayori gets taken off the board by Damian. Good opening coming out from both teams. Honestly, quite objective focused. Low kill score. In terms of the entertainment purposes, it's not an extremely great game to watch and be entertained, but definitely much discipline in here. The Way of the Dragon is just not doing so good. He does connect, but it seems like was cut extremely short. 2-2 is going to be overall scoreboard. Side of Night Horde sends a few players onto the top side. Good burst. Connect. Tigreal was almost able to get that last hit, but Sayori is going to be one that picks up that marksman onto the top side, giving R a significant advantage and just a little bit more freedom to roam around and push the towers. Bot side sleeps. 1 versus 2. Has the shield available. Should be able to get out. Nope. Nolan able to get that last hit. The reinforcements coming out from the side of Night Horde. Flicker Implosion coming out from Tig. The carry is able to use that speedy light wheels to just mow down the opponents. And also the cold ultra being popped by Sayori. Extremely good at sustaining a lot of the teams. Nolan once again looking to bite off a kill here and there. Does get some good burst. Damien is definitely not afraid to try and force a fight when he is ready for that. But side of Night Horde picking up the last objective. 3-0 for Turtles. 4K gold lead for the side of Night Horde. Let's take a look at where the gold is going to. 600 difference between the roams. 1,000 between the marksmen. Mage, identical, similar. Jungle, quite similar also. So I would say the biggest difference is going to be between the XP, which is about 1,000 difference, and also the marksman, which is about 1,000 difference. Implosion being wasted inside the bush. Don't think they found the Natalia there this time around. It's quite interesting to see the development of Tigreal the last few years. But before that, where the dragon connects onto sleeps, but the cold altar also available there. The shield is huge and the flicker gets popped from sleeps. They're not going to be able to have that escape during the next Lord fight. 30 seconds before that objective comes on the board. Night Horde pressuring the bot side a little bit now, looking to come back up, but might get caught off by the two-man unit of before you. But the implosion along with the first skill able to set the Ruby and the Chow down, but that is ultimates wasted on front lines for the side of before you. So I would say that is an advantage. They don't have the implosion. They could look to engage, maybe potentially use the I am offended. But R and Sayori, as predicted, both have Purify available in this fight. The side of before you has to kind of be careful here. Oh no, decided to go onto the tank. You can see the sustain coming out from that cold altar. Everyone on the side of Night Horde is full health. Ruby falls too at the same time. And look at the Vexana damage. It's quite high, but unfortunately, you can see the impact of a fair miss compared to a Vexana. I think it's so extremely smart that a lot of the top teams have looked away from the single target bursts like Vexana, Aurora, Nana, Horde. Not single target, but in mobile heroes. And going back to kind of the more traditional, I would kind of say like a Reaper, and kind of going in, going out, kiting constantly. The ability to have a lot of outplay and CC at the same time. And of course, the Cold Altar, one of the most overpowered ultimates that have been reworked in the recent years. Implosion coming through, carry looking to burst out, and the Nolan does get that where the dragon does hit onto Momi, but don't think that is enough damage. Just as I say that, Vexana does take out the Tigreal, making it a 1-4-2 advantage for the side of Night Horde. Lord down, Paquito flickers in, almost one hits Sora. So it's a flicker for nothing. Flicker 4 back. Lord marching down top side. Night Horde players grouping. Seems like they are choosing to disengage from this siege, and I think it's a good idea. 5 members of Before You are already defending quite well in the base, and when it comes to moments like this, you know, 11 minutes in, almost an 8k advantage for the side of Night Horde. They really just have to drown and, you know, keep the side of Before You starving in pretty much the next few minutes, right? This is where the gold gap can be pushed significantly, even up to 10k for the side of Night Horde if they played it correctly. Before You honestly shouldn't have too much of a chance going outside of their base unless they are opting to group in a 5-man manner, which right now we definitely see Before You smart, looking for a small catch. 5-man is going to be grouped up. The same with Night Horde though too. They have 2 of the strongest bush, the eye bush on the left and the right. And yeah, patient game coming out from both teams. This is kind of what we're looking for. Now, if they are watching the stream on a 20-second delay, both teams honestly know exactly where both teams are at. And if you are watching or listening to the stream, shout outs to both the teams, Before You and Night Horde, for joining this tournament. The conceal gets popped. Shio on there. Momi face checks the bush. Wise decision coming out from Before You, opting to disengage and allowing them to grab that real estate. I do think what Before You should be looking for is trying to grab some of the vision on the opposite side of the Lord, right? If they had vision of the mid right here, chose to fast shove the mid, right? Hold on to that. It's kind of like a chess, right? You can allow Night Horde to have the left side of the map, but you get the right side. Both you guys get to share. If Night Horde chooses to 5-man gank you onto flicker, implosion, connects, carry, picking up the Nolan, putting them out of 9-4. Lord gets started. Should be quite easy. Going back to the point, I think a lot of the teams should opt to group up and run and like try to get some real estate around the map. The truth is, if all 5 members of the enemy teams are on the left side, you could get the vision on the right side. That vision is going to be worth a lot more than the vision you get if you're standing right in front of the enemy, where the enemy 5-man is grouped up past the river and you're stuck behind the river, versus if you go on the opposite side, you still get some of the river. But the Tigreal first skill connects, no engagement, good small scare. Implosion is available, no flicker this time around. Let's take a look at how Before You defends on this objective. A pretty good sync coming out from Night Horde, honestly. The Lord is going to charge onto the top side, grabs up that tower. The conceal play happening for the Tigreal. Implosion does catch the Ruby, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the right decision. The flicker, I'm offended, is there, and the sustain is also available to from Sayori, but the Cold Altar is now gone. Is Sora Blank going to build 1 versus 5? No. They're available, and the flicker play coming out from Sleeps. One hits that man, and he is going to be down. But Sora is still alive and dealing tons of damage. 2 of the members left from the side of Before You. Now, Sora able to grab up another unit. Almost dead here, and he does end up falling, but it's going to be a 4-for-4 for both sides, and Night Horde cannot force the end in this best of 1, giving Before You another chance at a small survival. When we kind of replay that team fight, Night Horde, of course, did not play extremely perfectly. I felt like the Tigreal, after using the conceal, was quite forceful and end up trading almost for a 1-for-1. If they just, you know, picked up a few kills here and there, like the pack flicker was almost guaranteed in my opinion. But ooh, I don't know if they know. Before You, we does get caught off. There is an immunity time frame with the ultimate coming out from Nolan, but it doesn't seem like that is being used well against the Tigreal. You could say it is a counter pick. Right? There are a lot of heroes where the Tigreal's ability to displace you hurts so significantly because the heroes that you are playing require you to be in the front and body the enemy, right? And Tigreal loves it when you play those heroes that require your position to be so close, and advantage, you know, shines quite well there. Nolan pretty much unable to do anything against the first and the implosion of that Tigreal. A free objective again for the side of Night Horde. This is, I think, the 4th or the 5th. They took the first 3 turtles. They had the first Lord. They got the second Luminous Lord where it marched onto the top side, and this is going to be the 3rd and potentially final close for the side of Night Horde. Conceal. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh. GG's.
Mega kill. Double
Beautiful ending. Good play coming out from that Tigreal. Was able to grab onto that Vexana and
victory.
Secured game 1 and the final game of this series. And of course, not sure what's wrong with these, but boom. Congratulations to Night Horde winning the best of 1 series against Before You. 17-8 is the overall scoreboard. 17-minute match. R picking up the MVP, followed shortly by Zero and Sayori. Take a look at some of the data, and guys, we are going to be right back for the next match between Novacore and Bloodhounds. We're going to be right back. Pog. Bloodhounds, and Nova.
Just let me fall to my grave. Heart fails under pressure. Wonder if these bad days will last forever. So pessimistic from the past. All the good things end up in caskets. I'm never feeling okay. Good days are so hard to find. Just help me know more the pain. One step from dying. My angels keep it at bay. Can't blame the people for trying. Just let me fall to my grave. Just let me fall to my grave. To keep
Welcome back, everyone, to the House of Pisces X Night Horde Season 2. This is round of 16, day 3. Best of 1 series between Novacore versus Bloodhounds. Two big shot names. Both teams absolutely deserve to be here to fight for the glory going into the qualifiers number 3. Small introduction for Novacore. We got Nova Ash, the captain, the person in charge, pretty much the owner of Novacore. Aspen, Shiro, Sean, Cutie Patootie, old player from Apex. Shout outs to Apex. And also Divine Ain't Okay. Probably know of some of these players. I would like to say some of these players are from Limey Top, because it is quite familiar. I do know Limey Top and Novacore are friends with each other, but fortunately don't know too much. Maybe it's time to bring back a podcast and just podcast with random captains and talk to them and see how it goes. It's a good idea. Anyways, Bloodhounds. Got Mr. Boca. Ya Horde, which is the Mr. Infamous Bossy. Ooga Booga, Powerless. Easy Peasy back in business now. I don't know if we saw Easy Peasy on the last game when Bloodhounds played. I do believe it was Bossy was the one that was jungling. Oh, and they had Winter. They had Winter on the roam. But this time around, seems like the big dogs are coming out to play. Love to see Easy Peasy walk through. Now, Novacore smartly did ban out the X-Borg, potentially denying the Martis away. And the Fairness, which Boca has played quite well in his last series, along with people like Sayori and Fleur, also dabbled with the Undead Prince. This time around, the respect is deserved, being banned out from the side of Novacore. On the other hand, Bloodhounds opting for the Matilda and the Guinevere, leaving the Arlott available. And yes, the respect is indeed there. X-Borg and Martis being taken out for Easy Peasy. A little backstory: Easy Peasy was the first one obtaining the Savage on the Martis in our last NACT, and if I'm honest, probably multiple NACTs beforehand. He was also the one that, in my opinion, brought light to the X-Borg in the jungle. And for some of you guys that do know me, I do like to play the X-Borg quite a bit back in the days. So very, very happy to see this X-Borg being used up so well. And I would even argue that he brought the X-Borg into the North American meta, where it's almost been kind of a meme that North American players just love this X-Borg. And I just want to say it's probably due to the fact that Easy Peasy has secured so many wins on this X-Borg. It's ridiculous. Ethereal gets banned out by the side of Bloodhounds. 2 roam bans. So potentially a Minotaur or maybe a Diggy available for side of Bloodhounds. But Novacore opting to go for a CC first pick. There is quite a lot of heroes available on the board. I would like an R-Lot flex pick, honestly. The Joy, which has been banned out a few games ago, is also available this time around. The side of Bloodhounds, with the Fairness being banned out, opting to go for a
I will
Nova.
choose my own path.
Your team is picking.
Nova? Is that? Dude, my brain. Novacore? Novaria? Yes. Volcarosco picking up the Novaria extremely early. In my opinion, I do not 100% agree with the Novaria being prioritized early on. I do know that if Volcarosco is deciding to go for this Novaria, it might be mind games where it's like, hey, I'm confident in my ability to run this Novaria and Fairness that I want to pick it early to allow my team to adjust their picks against the side of Novacore, right? That could be one thing.
Sniper
but
ready.
in my opinion,
Give me a
it
target.
shows your book. It shows what you guys prioritize on Bloodhound's team quite easily. It could be a confidence thing, but definitely feels like the top 2 mages is going to be the Fairness and Nova, which both I love quite a bit. R-Lot flex pick, we don't know where it's going to go, but Bossy is a force of nature with the R-Lot. He's been quite active in every single one of our tournaments and has always done extremely well. And if not on the R-Lot, definitely on the Lapu Lapu. Novacore going for this Leslie now. Late game true damage queen. Should be able to deal tons of damage against a tank building R-Lot and have the range to force Boca back, potentially 2-hitting him in the late game. Shiro picking up the next fighter jungle in line, an Alpha. Not exactly sure if the Alpha is a great blind pick here. Maybe they don't want to play the tankier jungles like the Fredrin, Akai, or
Time to go to the
Boxia.
R&D show.
Your team
But what's interesting is that this time around in this tournament, the only assassin that we're actually getting is the Nolan. Maybe I am missing a few junglers. We saw Roger one of these games, but it seems like we have gone back into a similar M3 day where it's very utility focused. And of course, we have a lot of heroes that we have not seen in the professional scenes. For example, the Vexana or Aurora. We have seen Nana once or twice, but not in the dominant fashion that she is right now.
Now Akai
The
enters the
Ethereal
scene.
getting picked up from the side of Bloodhounds, going up against Leslie. That's 2 late game potential heroes. Should be able to deal with heroes like CC quite well, right? CC is one of those heroes where she deals a lot of damage while moving, and Ethereal, pretty much the same exact thing there. So they should be able to kind of counter out. We should be able to see some very interesting team fights when those two try to go against each other. And in terms of the matchup, of course, I do think Ethereal should have a little bit of advantage early on. Leslie, of course, is going to have the range advantage, but Ethereal should have a high burst. He has armor penetration on his first skill and a slow. And then he also has ability to move and attack. So do think Ethereal should have a small lead in his lane. Side of Bloodhounds
Hope will find
banning
a way,
out the Lilia
even when all is forlorn.
and the Minotaur, while Novacore banning out the 2 tank utility jungle. And Easy Peasy picks up this Fredrin, which we've seen Fredrin doing quite well in this tournament. Mobazane picked it up and was quite well with it. Now Easy Peasy picking him up. Nova grabbing up the Vexana and the Grok. Grok is an interesting tank right now. I know in the Latam area, especially people like Tamal, love this Grok. Tamal, Z Ultra, both are so proficient with this hero. I know back in my days, Swaggy was good, Warrior was good. I played
Like a
Grok
blizzard,
quite a bit
march
too.
on.
So definitely an interesting hero. Also Shark. But the side of Bloodhounds securing, if I'm not mistaken, a Sylvana Roam. Ooga booga. Bringing our dreams to a reality. It's almost like a Throwback Thursday, but it's a Wednesday. Treating us with a Sylvana Roam. Bless your soul. Yeah, definitely the staffs in the HOP are supporting this move. We love a Sylvana Roam. We love an off meta Roam where it makes the game quite interesting. But guys, jumping into the match here, HOPI X Night Horde Season 2. This is between Novacore and Bloodhound. Best of 1 series in our round of 16 qualifiers number 1. Both teams are fighting it out for a spot in the qualifiers 3, where they duke it out for the top 8 spots into the round robin. Take a look at some of the emblems. Concussive Blast coming out from Easy Peasy and the Grok. Interesting. Concussive Blast on the Grok is maybe helps with the clear. It's not exactly my favorite, but I've definitely seen a lot of people use it. Booga Booga with the Brave Smite on the Sylvana. Also an interesting emblem. Would argue to... ooh. He's actually opting to go for his first skill early on, so not big of a trade. But you're going to start seeing one of the reasons why Sylvana is just not that great in the roam position. The trade itself is just not great. Typically, Sylvana, back in the days, his second skill had a significant shield. It was so significant that when he was trading with opponents, he would almost guarantee come out without any hurt. But nowadays, Sylvana, especially with that second skill, doesn't feel like he can trade against anyone. Ooh, but some damage are coming through. Sylvana still provides some penetration with his first skill. Small advantage for the side of Novacore so far, but quite even in both ways. Alpha just a little bit more fed in the jungle. I think he just roams around a little bit faster than a utility focused jungle, but both junglers grabbing up their first buffs, or grabbing up their buffs before the objective. Pick coming off inside of Bloodhounds, able to pick up the Grok. Lots of utilities wasted. From the side of Nova, Ash Flicker was also wasted. But from the side of Bloodhounds, they didn't even expend anything. This is going to be a 50-50 retry. Choose to fight. Divine, not okay. The Flicker, Final Slash coming through. Shiro using the Alpha Strike. Does pick up the kill, but the Lord, the Turtle, going for the side of Nova Ash. Great fight coming out from both teams. Novacore able to pick up the Turtle, but traded 2 lives there, maybe 3 lives there, versus the side of Bloodhounds. Picked up the 3 kills, but lost the objective. The gold is still relatively close for both teams. Take a look at some of the KDAs, the MVP candidates so far in this match. First of all, we have Mr. Ooga Booga. 1 kill, 3 assists, total of 4 KDA. Second, we got Enyum M. Yaherd with 3 kills, 3 KDA. Followed shortly by Easy Peasy with 1 death, also 3 KDA. Side of Nova, still keeping up in farm relatively well, as they should. These are both 2 top teams in North America, very, very strong teams, and they've definitely played against each other multiple times. 11k to 11k is the overall scoreboard. Small gank on the top side. Don't think Bossy is going to bite on to that. Lubuga also taking a small peek against the frontline units of Novacore. Very disciplined coming out from both teams. These are the games where it's like both teams are looking to farm relatively close in gold. They are playing at a pretty extremely high level where it's very hard for either team to make mistakes, and that's great. That, you know, that's what we're talking about. But Alpha getting chunked so low, but the wombo combo coming out. Fredrin does get taken off. Oh, Fredrin does not get taken off the board. The Alpha is the one that gets taken off, along with the Arlot, a 1-for-1 trade coming out from both sides. Easy peasy. Chunk quite low, but should be able to grab up this objective. No problem. The Retribution comes out. Seems like there's going to be a small re-engagement. Boca getting the snipes that he needs. But Sean using that sprint to get out of that bad situation. But the snipe coming through barely misses. Unable to get the final thing touched. But Boca, sniper, secures that kill. And with a little bit of a small dance, give Boca a little glory. Looks like he is NACT ready. On the other hand, bot side able to get that kill on Aspen is quite huge. And a small invade happening onto the blue buff. The thing is, like, Bloodhounds, if you are sending 2 players onto the bot side, you get that advantage. Why do we need to be over aggressive on the other side of the map where Nova has the advantage of players, right? So a small mistake coming off from Easy Peasy, not that big of a deal. Nova definitely capitalized on that, did pick up Easy Peasy there, but traded Shiro a few seconds after. Small macro mistakes come out from both teams. With the gold lead, 2k for Bloodhounds. Novacore definitely not doing too bad. We could definitely see the synergy coming out from the Bloodhounds roam and also the marksman. Oh, Purify being popped by CC. Able to get out of that bad situation. Typically when I see CC, they are using 2-man knock up with another 2-man knock up. Emya Horde trying to do as much as he can, but unfortunately the CC was just too much to handle. The wombo combo coming out from the Grok ultimate along with the Vexana was a perfect set. 1 kill on the board for the side of Novacore, trying to bring back the gold gap just a little bit closer. Side of Bloodhounds still dominating majority of the map, even with a member down. Seems like they are going to be able to get this objective contested by Nova Ash right there. Now the gold lead is going to be close. If there is a time that the comeback is happening, it's going to be happening right now, as the Fredrin does miss the ultimate, and the members of Novacore clashing back with the response of Lubuga also falling, and now Emya Herd has also fallen. It's gonna be a 3-for-0 trade for the side of Novacore, looking to siege onto this mid side. The gold lead is even. A huge snowball being rolled out by the side of Nova, and now it's up to Bloodhounds to figure out a way to defend against this momentum that was suddenly created. A small retribution mistake from Easy Peasy. Or you want to say a perfectly timed swing from the captain of Novacore. They picked up the turtle, picked up the enemy blue buff along with the mid and bot tower, pushing a small gold lead for the first time in this series. Side of Novacore. The sets also coming out again from the side of Ashe. Just so much damage and CC coming out from the side of Nova. Now it really seems like the knockups coming out from the Grok, the Vexana, and Alpha can set up for an extremely dangerous fight for the side of Novacore. If they set it up correctly, it's almost like they're just 100% CCing the side of Bloodhounds. And it's working. It's honestly working. Now we're starting to see the impact of Ooga Booga just a little bit harder to go with it. Oh, there is no in-game music this time around. Wait, no, there is in-game music. We good, we good. Lord, small dance. Popping out from both sides. Hello Forever, Tanjiro, Looney Gaming. Welcome guys, welcome. Top side, CC. Gets the tower. Novacore playing a 1-0-4 rotation, having to split push for that XP. Waiting for the response to come out from Bloodhounds. Final Slash coming through, displaces Shiro. Doesn't really do too much. Both teams looking to disengage here. Bloodhounds is a little bit more grouped. I feel like they're struggling to try and find a way to deal with the CC, but the knock-up coming out from the Grok, getting 2-3 members at the side of Bloodhounds and also the ultimate of Sylvana, but just a little bit too late. Leslie, full health on the backside, should be able to poke out pretty much every member on the side of Bloodhounds. A great fight. The side of Novacore, once again, a CC on the backside, zoning out the rest of the members. We do have Bokorosco on the side, trying to get the snipes. But it does seem like the snowball for the side of Novacore is just a little bit too hard to handle yet. But once again, the team fight was started from Nova Ashe using the wild charge, hitting 2-3 man of Bloodhounds. And Bloodhounds, they were sending Boka onto the top side to deal with the split push of the CC. Seems like the side of Bloodhounds, they don't have a person dealing with a 1 versus 1 situation, especially going up against the CC. And I think Novacore is using that to their advantage, abusing the 1 versus 1 situation. And now the Lord is marching down onto the top side. Nova looking to siege, but I do think they're going to back out. This is going to be the first Lord. Nothing is going to happen. Final Slash coming through along with the Purify traded. Vexana ult zoning members of Bloodhounds into their tower as Novacore secures all the outer towers. Take a look at some of the items here. Gold lead, 1k above with the Leslie. Picking up anti-heal along with Endless and Berserkers. Standard across the board. Alpha, a lot of sustain, a lot of cooldown. 40% of full 40% cooldown reduction coming out from the Brute Force, Oracle, Bloodless, and also the War Axe. On the other side, Erythel has picked up also the anti-heal, has the damage necessary that he needs in order to deal with it. But if you look at the jungler, that's a big difference. Knock up coming out from Horde. Does get stunned up, should be taken out. Unstoppable for the side of Novacore. Looking to fight, gets Ooga Booga with a knock up, and the wall coming out from Ashe. Quite a great play. Novacore picking off members of Bloodhounds. They're really showing their weakness right now, fighting for this top 16 spot. Quite a great game so far. 6k gold lead, 13 minutes in. Definitely a good draft coming out from Nova. The mage wise, Bloodhound is winning by 1,000 due to the range of the Novaria. Roam also is similar gold, but again, the biggest difference is going to be in the jungle. Have about a 2k difference, 3k difference. Marksman also 1.5k difference. XP also 3k difference. So quite a big gap in the XP, jungle, and marksman. But that does not really mean too much, right? If Bloodhounds is able to use a Sylvana ultimate to hit onto the Leslie, as he's probably going to use his second skill. Ooh, the CC comes out a little bit too much. There's no sustain or utilities coming out from that Sylvana. Pretty much a sitting duck, as the CC still continues to push onto the boss side. It's just too much to handle. Now he's going to dive head into this bush. A lot of spells being used and pop. A lot of damage being pushed off from the Rithel. He definitely has the ability to mow through and clean up some of these team fights, but they have to set it up well. And it just feels like this Grok with the wild charge and the knock-up combination from the alpha charge and the Sylvana ultimate, too much to handle without a lot of CC, anti-CC like the tough boots. Even with tough boots, it's been quite tough. If you look at how the Sylvana dies, he's trying to set onto the backside. He's trying to get his second skill off, dash, and then potentially flicker ult. If he can hit the Leslie, it's pretty much GG's for him. But it just seems like Ashe is controlling the tempo of the team fight so well here. Top side, small push. Tower targeting CC. They don't get that top tower, but it's quite low. Members of Bloodhound defending so well here. Haven't lost a single tower. I think the Lord did march down. But top is going to be hard to defend here. Top does go down. Vexana also coming through. Now the decision of Nova. Are they looking to siege onto another tower? Are they going to 5 versus 5 underneath the mid? Potentially get it? Or they're going to play it even more safer. Wait for the next objective. Ooh, conceal? No. Little hesitation coming out from Nova. Ashe, fortunately, did not pick up anything. Chunk's so low. Damn. Tower? No. Leslie. Feel like he could have poked both the towers. Both towers are one hit for the Leslie. Welcome, Moon. Hello. Thanks for enjoying the stream. The overlay is so nice. Appreciate it. It was made with the hands of an old man and the power of generative AI. Shout outs to the AI softwares. 11 to 8 is the overall scoreboard. 16 minutes in, about an 8k gold lead. Take a look at some of the items before the fight pops off. Again, side of Bloodhounds, they want Ooga Booga to make an impact on these team fights. Unfortunately, the wild charge seems like it's just a little bit too much. Maybe he has to just go for it, just like this. Purify does get popped along with some spells. The Vexana ult does get popped. It does a little dance, but that is ultimates used from the side of Novacore. I'm not sure how long the Vexana ult timer is, but that's one utility used, traded for Boka's ultimate. The split push on the top side. Arlot shows Nova is going to use their action right now. Yep. They see Bossy onto the top side. They're going to take this 4 versus 5 fight. A lot, especially with the Novaria on the boss side clearing. Lord out. Ooh. Immortality does get popped along with the wild charge, but Bloodhounds is ready for the fight, and their marksman is full health. They're going to be able to sweep this fight into their favor. The shutdown happens for that alpha, and that is a bad decision coming out from the side of Nova. It was extremely obvious that a lot of the utilities that has been used from the side of Nova did not get them a kill, and the snipe coming through the Athena's too tanky. Way too tanky there. Good fight coming out from Bloodhounds. Push them back for another chance at defending against this Lord. But Novacore also played that pretty much perfectly up until that fight, right? They got the Lord, but then they chose to fight. If they got the Lord for free and backed off, would have been a different story, as Novacore is going to look to possibly 5-man siege down the lane, but that's not the case. That is not the case. 11-10. Gold leads at this point essentially don't matter. Some interesting items. Nova got the glowing. No anti-heal besides the Sylvana, which I think it might be a problem actually for the side of Bloodhounds. Alpha heals way too much. I'm not sure if CC heals, but Alpha's definitely heals way too much for a Sylvana to do much. Ooh, Ethereal caught. And a small tango. Going to be able to get out, and the damage went out from Bloodhounds. Again, both teams are playing quite well in this series. The kill score is low. Some warning shots coming out from both teams, but there is definitely still a lot of mistakes, a lot of over aggression. It feels like Novacore can't close this out against Bloodhounds, as they are just defending way too well. And also the split push is a huge hindrance and trouble for the side of Bloodhounds. They don't really have a great split pusher. You can argue putting the Novaria into a split push lane. Oh, the Novaria into a split push lane can do quite well, but I don't know if that's something that you want. The Grok ultimate does come through 2-3-man knockup, but the damage does not connect to the side of Novacore, as they're getting torn apart. And Sylvana able to get the ultimate onto the Leslie. That is going to be a 2-for-0 trade. Now Shiro onto the top side. It is pretty much no health. Maybe sell the immortality. And Shiro is going to be falling here? No! The side of Bloodhounds opting to let Shiro go. Divine is on that mid side, looking to get that push. Did get punished there. That's going to be bad. And the Leslie. Oi! Leslie does get shut down. Easy peasy. Left alive with 1 HP. A over aggression, a desperate attempt on the side of Novacore, trying to forcefully end, and maybe, you know, 1 versus 5. Like, it feels like Nova is not dealing with the situation correctly as a team. It could be the shot call difference on each of the player, but definitely this is a mental game, and Bloodhounds has defended every single Lord so far. Nova pretty much had a very strong snowball coming into that mid game. Now they are struggling to close it out. This time around, Bloodhounds, for the first time in, I want to say 10 minutes, that they have an advantage in the macro of the game. They don't have to deal with the split push. They have Lord pushing onto the top side. I still would like to see heroes that actually can clear waves fast being pushed on the side, right? You have Bossy on this Arla. He can do so much on the front side being paired with easy peasy, and put the Nova on the top where he can clear waves and just second skill back, right? And Nova probably has, you know, a lot of movement speed to get back onto the team fight fast, but you put the Arla onto the top side, I feel like that's a waste in terms of the macro. Tower gets pushed by Pokacho. Tower gets pushed by Pokacho. The Lord on the top side is not being defended by any of the members of Bloodhounds. I don't know if that is a mistake, but that is one tanky Lord. Sylvana ults in, but does get chunked out. He's looking to get... Oh, nah, the Vexana. No, he does get saved by the members of Bloodhounds. They do secure the topside tower, but if they're unable to push any more towers, it's going to be another another stalemate, pushing us back for our next few games. Unfortunately, the people that are waiting for the match has to just wait it out because there's no way. I hope you are communicating with them. Make sure they know that we need a little bit more time. Oh, our next is not until 7? Great. Good news. Stalemate coming out from both teams. Items on the board. The only real item that is quite important to talk about is going to be the immortality timers. And from the side of Bloodhounds, it does seem like they have 2 immortalities. They have one on Basi and the other one on Pokacho. Versus the other side, the only immortality available, or they also have 2 immortalities, the Alpha and the Grok, but the fight goes on. Easy displaced and knocked up. Leslie, a lot of true damage so far, and the fight is in favor of Nova. Bloodhounds, they have to try and focus onto the damage dealers, and I felt like Poke was in a great position there, but unfortunately they just did not take out the Leslie. Now Leslie is off the board. Is that going to be enough as a defend? I do think Boca, he has to try and defend the waves right now. He's still looking to fight. I'm not sure if that's going to be a good idea, but right here, Horde probably going to be the sacrifice of this Boca going back into base, but I do think this is going to be a great chance for Nova to end the game. They do not have the marksman, but death cooldown timers are too far. 40 seconds. Is Boca going to be able to take care of this defend by himself? He's looking from the backside. Is he going to get the snipe? No, the snipe is not going to be given, but the final slash is able to defend the minion. Bossy is going to be the one that falls, and Novacore brings out the upset against an NACT team. Congratulations to Novacore. Winning in this series 15-15 is going to be the overall scoreboard. 18 minutes match. Congratulations to Novacore. Shiro grabbing up this MVP at a 10.1, followed by essentially all the members of Nova doing quite well here. Bloodhounds, do not be upset, because you guys definitely have another chance at the qualifiers number 2. Guys, we're gonna be right back for our next match, 7 o'clock PST. We will have Blythe versus Area 77. We're gonna be right back.
empty town. We're searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Just stare, cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me.
What up, folks? Alex here.
My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so. And now I'm chasing nightmares too. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face, got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you'll break your back to make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again, lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread where the angels fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone, so save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break, swear I didn't mean to make them break. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You'll break your back to make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again,
Welcome back, everyone. House of Pisces X Night Horde Season 2. We have a best of 1 series between Blight and Area 77.
but I do
Don't
know
think
my
a lot of these
trade.
players need introduction. 3 Gosu members: Uzi, Fleur, Nostalgia, Lemon from Devious Activities, X, OSP. And then we also have A77, Guaps. The rest of the member, hard for me to even tell you at this point, but Jay, I think that's the one import player. ISO, Easy Peasy from the west side, and also Yurishi.
Always on the way.
Comes down to
Your
this match.
team is banning.
It's going to be a bloodbath. I can tell you that. Both teams have NACT pro players before. Both teams are very, very strong. So, as the draft continues, y'all enjoy it. I'm going to be right back.
Light me up and watch
Your
the
team
world
is
burn!
banning.
I will choose my own path.
Your team is picking.
The hunt begins.
Your team is picking.
Let's hear from the crowd. Make some noise for yours truly.
See value in me?
Your team
You
is
should.
picking.
Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day. People feel like the light has just come.
To live is to trick the Reaper.
Rocks need no
Your
protection
team
from
is
the
picking.
rain. For honor!
Your team is banning.
Hoot hoot. Horology is my craft.
Your team
Diggy is my name.
banning.
Welcome back, guys.
It's time to go to
Hopia
the
X
RVP
Night
show.
Horde
Team
Season
banning.
2. We got Blythe versus Area 77. Again, it's going to be a complete bloodbath. Let's take a look at some of the bands. The flex picks, Xborg, Gwen, Arlott, all three definitely seems to be worthy of the ban. Also followed by the Barats, which is the jungle, and Matilda. Very, very common bans come out from both teams. Something that is a little bit different is going to be this Novaria. Now, Novaria getting banned out allowed Blythe to first pick the Ruby. They have a Ruby versus CC. Both
Your
matchups are
team
quite
is
good.
banning.
Ruby provides a lot more CC and utility versus CC. Lots of damage and mobility. Now, with the Novaria being banned out, we saw that
Come on, Dexter.
the
It's
side
our
of Bloodhounds
showtime.
was
Is
prioritizing this hero quite heavily, and now we get to see the reverse, right? Nova has been banned out. Blythe was able to pick up this Faramis. It's quite interesting because I thought that A77 would want to prioritize this Faramis, but it turns out nope. They decided that they don't want to, and Blythe smartly bans the Lilia
Your
to
team
counter
is
that
picking.
out. A77 has picked up the Fredrin, the Tigreal, double set, double stun, double front line. So A77 definitely is not going to be lacking in that department. Pavs picks up this gourd. I like the gourd. Seen the gourd being played in a few professional matches, so definitely a lot of respect there.
I've been waiting for
Nostalgia is hovering this Raph, which I don't know if that's going to be the right decision. Raph against Tigreal for me is notoriously bad.
Magic is my life.
You could counter set with the Purify, but Tig's going to have every bush advantage available. Melon does pick up the carry and gets countered by the marksman killer Harith, which ISO has played, I think, in his last match. I also remember Basic pulling up with the Harith on his last match also. I'm not sure if ISO actually played it, but Harith, Basic for sure. Guys, we're going to go into the loading. Let me know in the chat who you guys think is going to be winning this game. Again, we have Blythe on the top side and we have A77 on the bottom.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
Welcome guys to the land of dawn.
5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield.
This is going to be a
Smash
match
them.
between A77 and Blythe. A best of one series for the House of Pisces Inc. Association X Night Horde Season 2 for the qualifiers number 1. Teams are fighting it out for an opportunity to join the qualifiers 3, where they have to play against each other to get to the next stage. Again, it's a $2,000 tournament, 100k diamonds provided by Moontoon. Good help coming out from A77's side, boosting this Fredrin to finishing both his buff relatively quickly. Faramis still providing a lot of vision. Those little orbs that you guys see right there on the screen provides a boatload of vision. Pretty.
First blood.
Pretty. First kill going in the favor of side of A77. Melon just a little bit over aggressive early on. I actually don't know what exactly happened, so people in the chat, you guys can decide for yourself. A77 grouped up top side, 3-man. Uzi should be able to defend there quite well, especially with the sustain and the abilities of the Ruby, but the damage. Too much coming out from that CC and Gord. They look to shove 2 waves in at the same time. Is this going to be a perfect level 4 strategy? I mean, Tig definitely not going to get that level 4, but Yurishi and Pavs getting this level 4. That's going to be a free objective. London looking to potentially last hit, but Retribution just a little bit too good. And the early rotation come out from Jay. Faster than Nostalgia here. ISO having a great time in his lane right now. One to 0 overall scoreboard. 2 minutes and 50 seconds in. 1 to 0 is going to be the overall scoreboard. Harry popping that Venom Force onto the bot side. Melon still level 3 in this match. Just hit the level 4. So Nostalgia is so under leveled at this point. You're talking about almost a full experience level if you compare the J. Compare it to J. Purified ultimate coming through from Nostalgia. Not really able to trade too much, unfortunately. The early game of the Raphael is just not, it's not very good going up against a lot of frontline sets. We're talking about like Edith or Ruby or Tigreal in this case, where very good at fighting in bushes that are unchecked. He can stun opponents for a very long time without too much reaction there. So I don't think it's a good choice, even with the Purify that they have been running. But we'll have to see how this game goes. Ultimate coming through on Jay. Not going to secure the kill. Would have, could have, should have, actually, but decided not to chase. It did chase. Turtle would have no vision for the side of Blythe. Little de-aggro so far. Uzi might be big here though. He's got a stun Justin. Nope. Ultimate coming through along with the Retribution. Double stun coming through. Justin onto the front side of the team Blythe. Gold Ultra does get popped out, and also the Liquid Fish. Mystic Gush coming out from the Gord. Able to disengage the whole entire team fight. The whole entire front line is just unable to sustain against the Gord. And when the Gord picks up a Glowing Wand anti-heal, it's going to be quite tough for the side of Blythe to be able to sustain well against it. Tigreal. The 1-2 combination along with the CC chain coming out from A77 and the Implosion does come out. A double drag here quite nicely by London. Flicker being popped by Jay. Another Flicker also being popped by the Gord. London picks up the Mystic Gushing Gord in mid lane. Ooh, pop. Justin picking up that kill, but on the boss side, Melon finally an advantage for the side of Blythe. They had a great game coming onto the boss side, and now suddenly the gold lead is extremely close. Very impressive with a comp. With a comp like this, they're able to surpass and pretty much push through. You know, it's hard to judge when we have Raph, which, you know, nobody actually plays in a lot of the professional scenes nowadays. Even the best healers don't really like to play Raph like this, but maybe it's just going to be good enough. If they're able to deal with the early game aggression coming out from an Implosion Tigreal along with the multiple stuns that he has to offer, they might be able to push through this game. Conceal happens. The sustain coming out from Blythe. 2-man I'm offended. Displacement once again. CC is just too much to handle. Blythe picks up another kill here. 4-3. The snowball continues. The gold lead is still on the A77's favor, but the advantage, the momentum that Blythe has, it's strong. Split push, top side, carry. It's gonna get a free wave along with the tower, bot side. Harith and Ruby duking it out, but Harith's gonna get that kill. Retribution coming out for the side of A77, able to pick that up. Cold Ultra also gets popped out, but the damage is just a little bit too much from the side of A77 as they clobber the units, the frontline units of Blythe. The second kill being put onto the A77. Favor 5-5. Now back to even. The snowball seems like it has been dispersed, and you know it was quite fast. It didn't even feel like a fight. The A77 just was able to take care of business right there. Now able to grab up the mid tower also, but you have to understand that the whole entire fight Blythe had the carry pushing the top side. Carry was not there. It was a 5v4, and unfortunately, it didn't feel like the side of Blythe was disengaged fast enough. Yurishi in here. The Ivan Fenda does miss. The Vengeance gets popped out. Spells being traded. Don't think there's going to be an over-aggression here, though. A77 is probably going to look to group up as a 5-man unit and potentially... Ooh. What is... Didn't even know what that yo-yo was. But A77 at this time, they're gonna just look to group as 5 and gank around and fully objective as 5. Topside tower does get pushed by ISO, and the rest of members are being zoned by Irishi himself. I'm Ru. Chunks quite low, but should be able to get away quite well. The Zone of Forest from ISO. Clear. Oh, damage and the heal. The ultimate coming out from Nostalgia should be able to push the members of A77 back. Everyone out there, if you guys are interested, qualifiers number 2 registration is going to be open by the end of qualifiers number 1, which is going to be Thursday night. So if you are looking to register and try and qualify for the $2,000 prize pool along with 100k diamonds, make sure to come out and join the registration. Registration should be closing by Saturday night, so you're gonna have about 48 hours to register. Filter does get popped. Uzi Chunk quite low here, is looking for the sustain. The Lord does get taken out by the side of A77, able to take out London, and Uzi is going to be the next one that falls. It's going to be a 2-for-0 for the side of A77, along with the neutral objective marching down. It seemed like the snowball coming out from Blythe isn't strong enough, and again, it honestly feels like they just can't team fight well. Too much frontline, too much burst, too much mobility, right? Burst coming out is going to be the Liquid Gush, Mystic Gush. The mobility is going to be coming out from the CC and also the Heron. And then we're not even including the front line of Tig and Frederick, right? ISO getting stunned here. Purify does get popped. Doesn't have the second skill, but is able to get out just barely. Mystic Gush trying to peel members, but the sustain is just is quite good here for the side of Blythe. And the ultimate coming out from Frederick hits 4 units, disengages the whole entire fight for the side of Blythe. They definitely faced a fear right there, and Justin able to provide a lot of frontline and damage, disengages the whole fight by himself. 3-1 is going to be the Fredman. Let's give him a little camera angle. The kill score is actually still quite low in this series. 8-5 is the overall scoreboard. 6k gold lead. Let's take a look at what is impacting the most. About a 1k advantage for the Harith against the carry. That's not bad. 500 for the roam. 600 for the mages. Jungler, on the other hand, about a 2k difference. Justin going in on this Foxia. Oh. Up into disengage here. No kills being traded, but a great team fight nonetheless. A lot of spells being traded, right? 4 ultimates on the blue side and 2 ultimates for A77. This fight, you know, they're wasting their spells when the Lord has about like a 57 timer. Honestly, because they can't. Even if they died, even if like 2 of their members died, they just tried for a fight and they don't really waste anything because death timers are still quite short. The ISO has been forced coming through. Chunks a lot of the units in half, and a 3-man holy baptism coming out from the Raphael, able to stun up, but London getting stunned up, and a lot of utilities and defense being used. A77 just doesn't feel like they can catch anyone, but Iru so low here. Again, not much is being done. Melon, he does it again. This man able to solo kill anyone just hiding in the side of the bush. And the side of Blythe, so extremely smart. They have 4-man units, they have the sustain, they just need long fights. It's gonna be a 5 versus 4 here. And the carry, unfortunately, pushing onto the top side of the map is not gonna be doing too much for their team. The bot side, on the other hand, does get taken out by the minions. Advantage for the side of A77. They still have a 5k gold lead. Holy Baptism, 3-man set. Come out from Nostalgia, and a 2-man implosion coming through. Melon is out on the side, completely full health. This is gonna spell bad trouble for the side of A77. They do take out the Fredge and should be able to get the retribution coming through, but no! Retribution was too early. Gord able to take out that Lord. That's gonna be huge for the side of A77. Man, they took out the Fredge, didn't get the retribution off. And now the side of Blythe is gonna have to look to defend. Yurishi has mobility available here, and ISO looking to turn the fight 2 versus 5 here. I thought A77 was gonna be good here, but no, they decided to fight 2 versus 5. The overconfidence is way too much. There is no respect for the well-being for the members of A77, for the members of Blythe. They don't care. It's a 2 versus 5, and they went in. Why would you guys be doing that? Overconfidence in the Lord now marching down. The side of Blythe is going to have an ability to potentially get 2 towers, as Faramus and Boxia potentially defends mid, it defends bot. No minions though, so A77 going to be able to dodge that bullet once again. But it's just a miscommunication, fighting too much. 2 versus 5, it's quite disrespectful in my honest opinion. If you look at professionals with the tip of the tip, we're definitely not doing stuff like that, right? 98 is the overall scoreboard. Still a small lead for the side of A77. Take a look at some of the items. Bada bing, bada boom. Easy. Seal. The stun combination and the flickers. Oh my god, 3-man I'm offended, along with the cold ultra and a sustain coming out from Uzi and the heals. Raph, the sustain is too much, and A77 has made a mistake here. If they don't disengage and just sacrifice whoever's left, everyone is going to get wiped out. The sustain from the cold ultra and the heals from Nostalgia is too much to handle at this point in the game. If A77 cannot 100-0 the units of Blythe, this is exactly what's going to happen. The sustain, the longer these fights are happening, the harder it is. And the Holy Baptism stuns up the Gordon. 2 of the members end up falling for the side of A77. Blythe, are they going to make a comeback? Is this going to be the second upset? It's not really an upset because Blythe is quite good, but ranking wise, yes. A77 definitely has more wins on the members of this side than Boston. 13-8. A great team fight execution from the side of Blythe. What does A77 need to do in order to secure this game? I think for one, definitely set well with the TIG. try and burst down one of the members of Life before the utility and the sustain out heals the duration of the fight. Side A77 wants the quick draws. They want to end fights within like 30 seconds. It's a very quick fight and a very quick disengage. The side of Blythe, on the other hand, they want long and drawn out fights. They want the Raphael's cooldown on his second skill to pretty much come back constantly, right? Slow fights, sustain, movement speed versus pure engagement set front line, right? A 5-man implosion would be nice, but there's also 3 purifies available. He's dead. Purify is going to be available. Jay's on the backside. Lord gets taken out. Actually, a great play coming out from A77. The distraction was quite good. Now they have to look to clear onto the sides because they can't just march down mid. Blythe, they have the top and the bottom tower. This is a small mistake, I think, coming out from Team Blythe. Is they're not really in a rush to get the outer towers, which I actually argue that they should be getting these towers because these are insurances for A77. If they have these towers, they don't really have to worry about the side. They could sacrifice it while, you know, 5-manning an objective or 5-manning a team fight and just bum rushing it. The minions are being pushed onto the bot side. Horde is going to have a great clear here. Maybe it's going to be great for... Ooh. No, I thought Uzi was going to go in, but maybe it's going to be a good chance for Blythe to try and get the top side. Oh my god, damage from Harith is quite good. Purify gets popped here. 80 seconds on the Purify cooldown. Do you think the side of Blythe is going to opt to disengage here, making sure that Nostalgia has the Purify on cooldown, Purify off the cooldown before the fight begins. Liquor Gush onto the mid side. Zeta A77 is not going to engage anytime soon. At this point, gold item doesn't really care too much. What we do like to see is the immortalities on both teams, and it only seems like the Boxia is the one with immortality available. Also Jay, so 2 immortalities. Definitely interested to see if there's going to be a 3rd immortality on the board. I think that the item is quite overpowered. But both sides not opting to go for that. Lord is up. Ruby, Iru on this mid side with Jay. Oh my god, the damage coming out from Melon, able to just kill Guaps by himself. And ISO right here trying to recuperate the losses that they have for A77, and they're gonna be able to take this Lord once again. Melon making the snowballing plays for Blythe. He was able to kill Fredrin by himself there. Earlier, he was able to kill ISO by himself on this bush here. And man, this guy, 9, 1, and 2, is going to give so much trouble for A77. That's a full build, no boots. No boots. Lord coming down. Do you think Ruby should group up? The shot calls coming out. Let's see. Mystic Gush. Half health. Boxia taking the tower. Fredrin ult coming through. Also Venom Force. The ultimate implosion coming out does stun up a few of the units, but I don't know if that's going to be enough, as the sustain coming out from the Cold Altar along with Nostalgia is just too much. Again, a member falls from the side of A77. The sustain continues for Blythe. ISO trying his best to get some burst, but unfortunately the damage is not enough. The Holy Baptism comes out and Carry dealing tons of damage. 5 members. Blythe still available here. Pushing on to the top side. Should be able to get a good push, if not secure this victory. 5-man set coming through. Mr. Gush trying to clear the minions, but Melon, too much damage on the tower. And Blythe able to upset an ACT team in this best of 1 series. Congratulations, Blythe, picking up this victory. 17-8 is the overall scoreboard. 21-minute match. Melon is going to be the MVP, clocking a full items, no boots, followed shortly by the trio mid of Team Blythe. Guys, we're going to try and move on to the next game. We're going to be right back.
up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party.
We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party. We show up in the party.
Welcome back, everyone, to the House of Pisces X Night Horde Season 2. This is the Qualifiers #1 round of 16. Best of 1 series between not Blythe and not A77, but above the rest and Mask. Another great match on the way. Last one, we had A77 versus Blythe. And then we also had
I'm born
Your
with
Bloodhound
talent is
versus
banning.
Novacore. Both NACT teams upsetted in the qualifiers. Again, this is a best of one series, so a lot is on the line. But there's
Always on the
always
way.
qualifiers
Your
number
team
2.
is banning.
We allow teams to have 2 chances in order to qualify for the qualifiers 3, where we decide who is going to be victorious and move on to the next stage. Let's push a small introduction for both these teams above the rest. Got Baby ZYZZ, Artoria, F4, Pomporin,
Time to
and
take the
Zero
field.
Fallen.
Your team is banning.
On the mass team, Ryu Min Sok. I don't know what that is. Ing
I've been
someone with
waiting
the
for
nerf.
too
What
Your
is
team
that?
is picking.
That's why I don't know. Ingjun the nerf. Very cool. Chinese guy. Handsome nerf. Very, very cool. Ingjun the nerf. Hey Jiren 1, allow me. And
Light me up and watch the
Your
world
team is
burn.
Isakai God. Isake God. Cool, cool, cool. Let's take a look at some of the bands above the rest with Natan and Bruno band. 100%
See value in me?
disagree, but a lot of
You should.
overpowered heroes are available. Guinevere does get banned out along with the carry, Matilda, and Minnow. Now, if we were to just go off the meta, Ruby, Xborg, Arlott, Fairmiss are available. And so far, I think today, Fairmiss has been almost 100% win rate. Fairmiss also had a great MVP and win rate on our qualifiers number 1. So
Hope will find a way.
definitely
Even when
look to
all is
choose
forlorn.
that hero, but no. Aurora
Time
is
to
going
go
to
to
be
the
one that gets
RT
picked up,
show.
and Lilia.
Have some fun.
And Lilia has also been banned quite a bit because Fairmiss is so popular. Lilia is a good hero to go against it. Lilia also with Purify should be quite well against the Vexana also. What I do want to see is maybe potentially an Arlott Ruby here from the side of above the rest. Maybe looking to pick up the marksmans early on, since there is 3 marksmans banned out on the table. Some interesting picks could be a Harith, but I don't think above the rest should pick the Harith. I think they should opt for a physical damage dealer, maybe a Brody, a Claude.
I might not be a lightning man,
Your
but I do
team
know my
Flex to the
trade.
export, goes into that XP position. Side of above the rest picks up the Brass that has been such a fan favorite to be banned out. We like
For honor.
and oh my
team
gosh,
is
the
banned.
Tigreal gets picked up once again.
Horology is
Almost
my
every
craft.
game we
Diggy
have
is my
this
name.
monster of a hero being played. I don't know if the Tigreal is going to be quite as effective here though. Xborg has the Araga armor. You can displace the Barats, which is quite nice because Barats doesn't have that great of a dash. So if he is displaced, pretty much has no place to go. But the Purify from the Lilia is going to be quite
Team is
annoying.
banned.
Arlott gets banned out. It's going to be good against the Xborg, but I'm not sure if Xborg actually loses to the Arlott. Still good hero regardless. Some other XP availables are going to be the objective focus Yuzong pack, which has been popularized today and yesterday, also available. Both teams have picked up their mage. Above the rest, looking for a roam and a marksman. Mask also looking for the marksman, but needs an XP.
Your team is banning.
To live is
Fairmiss
to
gets
trick
banned
the
out
Reaper.
for the roam position, I guess. Last man. 17 seconds here. Yu Zhong, I think potentially is good. Anything that helps Xborg win his lane.
Kindness
Yep,
is
Yu
the
Zhong does get
surest
banned.
path
Do you think
to
above the rest can
ruination.
go for a Florin Barats or even an Estus Barats with Purify should be quite easy, in my opinion. Side of Mask, looking for that marksman and XP with Yu Zhong, Arlott, Gwen all being banned out. He's got a Paquito if he's looking for that. We've also seen Chao do quite well, but I'm not sure if that's a great hero there. CC is also available here, and CC has done quite well in lane 2. Mask has the first pick of the second phase ban. After the second phase ban, picks up the Claude. Good pick. I do not recommend Exia against Claude. Blazing Duet along with the second skill is going to allow Claude to dive quite hard onto the backside, but Erytho is going to be a solid counter laner against the Claude. Grok, very, very popular nowadays also to deal with a lot of the CC going against the Tig and also the Predator. Definitely a solid option
Welcome to my
when you go
castle,
against things
my
like the
friend.
Minotaur, the Tig. Very hard to deal with the anti or the CC immunity from his first skill, and also the ability to counter set using the alt charge. We've seen great Groks today already. Novacore Ash picked up a Grok early today and done phenomenally well. We've also seen Tigreals do quite well here too. Unfortunately, on the last game, Tigreal was upsetted from the side of A77, but did have a very strong showing in
A punch for a punch.
Does the in-game sound a little bit too high? Is my mic a little bit too low? Potentially. Potentially. I can increase my gains, I guess. Pop, 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 pop. Test, test, test. Up the gains a little bit. That means I cannot scream into the mic no more. Y'all get to enjoy a more headphones friendly stream. Y'all are supporting any team? Let me know in the chat. But yes, this is going to be a best of one series between Above the Rest and Mask. Above the Rest is going to be the team on the left hand side, and Mask is going to be the team on the right hand side. Both are looking for an opportunity to qualify for the qualifiers. Qualifying to the qualifiers. Yes. Above the Rest is going to be the higher seed in this game. Allow me to move the screen for you guys. A small denying of the mid wave already for the side of Above the Rest. Little cheese coming out from the Grok, blocking the minions on the mid lane, giving Aurora quite a big struggle here. He's not even level 2, but he's going to be able to pick up the level 2 quite easily here. Retribution coming out in favor of Mass, picking up the first cabbage. Seems like the rotation for the junglers now is to rush both buffs. Rush both buffs and try to fight for the cabbage. If they don't get this green camp, then yeah, they're going to get the cabbage. But sometimes they just try to opt for the green camp. Actually, Claude is doing quite well in this matchup. Not as bad of a loss as I think he was going to take. 4 members of Above the Rest is on the top side, but small waste of time in my opinion. Not much is happening. Top. F4. Stun. Purify. Gets away. but Pop's a quite important utility. Gonna hop that off the cooldown for a little bit. Retribution also does get used, but should have the cooldown available before the turtle even goes down. Turtle spawn top side. Slow push from Claude's side. Ethereal should have a great time clearing that wave. Raga armor gets popped down here, but Xborg has the flicker available. Daytona's welcome the Paquito. But the damage coming out from the Vexana, quite good. Huge damage coming out from the Brethren, but does get taken out by the little girl with the black shoes. Xborg takes out Vexana. It is a clean sweep of a fight for the side of above the rest. 4-1 is the score, and it's a great fight. It's a great bait from Art on this Xborg. Popped the Raga armor, was on the bot side, able to get the bait in and pack, you know, dying on the first one and followed by the rest of the teammates. Retribution, clean turtle for the side of above the rest. Mask a little bit on the back foot so far with about a 2k gold loss. Let's take a look at some of the items. Steel leg plates for the Claude. Ethereal going for all damage. Xborg opting to go for potentially a brute force first item. Maybe opting to go for a war axe potentially if he chooses to go damage with that ring. Bratz looking to also go for a war axe first item. Retribution pop for both teams. Again, the side of Mask is able to pick up the Bulbasaur on the ground. Small gold lead for the side of above the rest. Mainly in the roam, about 600 gold, but Zerfall's able to get that double knockup. XZYZZ double knockup, grabbing the Fredrin and the Tigreal for buy one get one free. Above the rest, seems like they have the game in control. 6-1 is the overall scoreboard. 3k advantage. The jungler almost 500 difference. Xborg picks up the brute force first item to deal with the Paquito and also some good rotations. Ethereal not up by too much. The mage though, that's where the 1k difference is. Blazing Duet does come through. 2-man knockup from Tigreal. Able to pick up a double kill. For the side of Mass, it's not the person that you want to have the kills, but it's better than nothing. Claude gets picked off here by the Raga armor in the last Insanity. Tigreal looking for that triple concussive blast, does take care of that, and the Paquito with the flickered second skill able to also close the gap between him and the Ethereal. Tower is going to be pushed onto the top side. A very, very good comeback from the side of Masked here. Rock 2-man does get the set off, but no follow up. No execution from Poplum. Thought he could definitely take care of Vexana there, but now wasted a little bit of time. But the Bratz Retribution does come through. The snowball back in the favor for the side above the rest as they take care of the 3-0 Tigreal. A shutdown the side above the rest. Still about a 2k advantage. Most of it is going to go to the jungler. I think 700 difference. Blazing Duet mid side. Fredrin ult comes through. The AoE damage quite a bit coming out from both teams. Concussive blast, also the implosion is going to be there. Both teams are literally just duking it out, but both teams are so low. Just depends on who is going to be the one that gets taken out. Isuke God here also with 1 bar of HP. A 1-for-1 trade for both teams. Both are so extremely low. Should be able to defend the mid, no problem. Just kidding. Mid does get chunked out. Poplum is on the front side. Does pick up that kill. Oh my god, the jukes coming out from the Lilia and the ultimate Black Shoes does come through. Got a little excited there, but seems like they're also going to be choosing to disengage here. (10-6) is the overall scoreboard. 4K lead for Above the Rest. Ultimate from the Brats. Not going to connect here. Volprin potentially using the Black Shoes here. Oh, does hit that ult. Purify does get popped. Jumps out and under the tower. The flicker also gets used along with the wild charts here. Both teams trading a lot of ults. Purify also gets used by the Aritha here. The Trigger is going to be the only one that falls in that team fight. 1-for-0 trade. Advantage for the side of Above the Rest. Now boss side here. Small siege. Take a look at some of the items. Aritha didn't go for the Berserkers, instead going for the Wind Talker, which is quite interesting. Berserker provides a lot of damage, but Wind Talker definitely feels more fun, especially with the attack speed. Flicker gets popped by the Vexana, but still ends up falling by the little girl in purple. About a 1.6k difference between the mages. Jungler, about a 1k difference also. So that's 2.5k difference there. In terms of the roam, it's also about a 1k. Marksman, a lot more closer. Above the Rest, should be able to get this objective. No problem, uncontested here. Wait. Is this some Lilia mechanics? Stacking bombs in the bush, making sure the bomb does the highest amount of damage. No, he's not even like, he's just, ooh, implosion. The Purify is available for the Lilia. He pops the Purify, is gonna go for the Vexana, does get it. On the other hand, the implosion does catch the Rithel off. That's gonna be huge for the side of Mask. Paquito is still alive on the backside, but if members of Mass are falling here, they're gonna lose out on this defense. The Lord is marching down, and two of the members are already off the board for Mass. Above the Rest have an advantage in numbers and in the Lord. 4 versus 3 on the map. Members of Mask are coming back alive. F4 is down, so the side of Above the Rest do not have a push available here, but they still have a Lord that they got to clear and a Lilia that is 6-4, 6 and 0 and 4, popping, dropping, locking, pushing this tower. Seems like all the tower armor has been popped. Above the Rest has one more wave to try and find a push, but F4 opting to go for the side, not really looking to push for the tower. Above the Rest should look to disengage here. Why does Grok look so poor? Same thing with the Tig. Roam life, dude. 11 minutes in, you got an immortality and the anti-heal item. Brats. War Axe, Brute Force, Guardian Helmet. Pig. Sets coming out from the side Above the Rest. Gets the stun off. Looking at F4 once again. Hey, Jiren has done such a great job zoning off the marksman. And now he's looking on the pack to go for another time-wasting strategy I'm not sure if this is going to be good enough, but there's going to be a 3-man unit. Is he going to be able to see the Rithel? I don't think he's going to be able to pop him. But a shutdown coming out from the Fredrin, able to get the Lilia. That's going to be a huge kill for the side of Mass. And on the other side of the map, the Claude, able to use the Blazing Duet, gets the immortality off the X-Borg. And it seems like, yeah. Second. Ooh! X-Borg able to take out the Claude. He said, allow me to show you who the boss is. Above the rest. Numbers advantage. 5 of the members versus 4 of the members. Awake for Mask. Uncontested Lord. 12 minutes in. This is going to be a Luminous Lord, so definitely some real estate's going to be falling in this push, unless the side of Mass is able to find members of above the rest to pick off. Right? And we're talking about pick off. Purify from Rithel available soon. Also, the Purify for Lilia should be up when the Lord is marching down. So unfortunately, the Implosion is going to be quite hard to set. But the Flicker is also available there. Whoa, what is this? Interesting screen. Watch for the Flicker from the Turkle is going to be available. The Conceal play coming out from the Guac. Wild Charge is definitely going to look to initiate. Implosion. The top side pack kills the Barats there. The Implosion on the boss side seems like the side of Mass is doing quite a bit of damage. 5 members of Mass still alive. 2, 3 have fallen for above the rest. A big crucial mistake here. 13 minutes in, a throw in momentum and team fight spirit. Mask is slowly forming a comeback. The later on the game goes, the later the Claude is going to be dealing tons more damage. And Blazing Duet coming through, showing exactly where it does that much damage. The Lilia, though, has been doing quite well. 6, 1, and 4. Did receive that shutdown last time around. Oh my god. Pop, pop, pop. Claude able to pick up that kill. 180 gold back to his favor. 4k lead now for the side above the rest. But it seems like their momentum has shifted out. They have been shutting down the Brats most of the time, though. So, the good news. Implosion. Yep. Double stun along with the AoE damage coming out from Allow Me. This man doing so much work for Mass. Is this going to be another upset today? Best of 1 series, anything could happen. All these teams, they all have to bring their best A game, right? The pause being tossed out from the side of above the rest. 2 minutes on the timer, guys. We're gonna be right back.
Ice runs in my veins, won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane? It's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it. I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it all. A storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne.
Welcome back, guys. Back into the match. Above the rest, looking to defend against the upset, the momentum of the masked players here. This is gonna be the first time that Mask is able to get the Lord. 16 to 15 is the overall scoreboard. Mask able to find a small snowball back. Is this going to be what it takes for the Mask to find the third upset in our matches today? Or will Above the Rest defend their title and their honor of having the most stars in this tournament? One of the most stars, actually. Lord, mid side. Let's take a look at the sync coming out from Mast. Fredrin on the top side. What? This sync is tough to watch. Oh my god, the failed second skill into the wall, but the Flicker was able to grab up the members. The AoE damage coming out from both teams are still good. The Blazing Duet from Allow Me shredded the front lines of Above the Rest, but the Lilia, the bombs were just too much to handle. So ended up being no kills coming out from both sides, but the side of Above the Rest has to still defend. There is still super minions from the bot and the top side, but a good defense coming out from Above the Rest. Or you could say a poor execution of the sync from Masked. A good engagement regardless. A very, very exciting engagement from the Ethereal. A stalemate now coming back to both teams. Take a look at some of the finish items being brought up by both teams. Exborg, War Axe, Ice Queen Wand, Brute Force, Immortality Oracle. Very standard 35% cooldown reduction. Lilia. Book, Magic Boots. Also has the slow, Genius, Lightning, and also Divine. Armor Boots, War Axe, Brute Force. 20% cooldown with Guardian Helmet. Blade armor for the Claude, looking to build up to that last item. Brock, relatively standard. Dom, Immortality, Athena's, looking to go for Antique with the forgot that name. I don't know what that item before Antique is called anymore. Erythal, damage items with Wind of Nature, very, very standard. Pack, quite standard himself, except for the blade armor to deal with the Erythal. Claude still has his boots available, but relatively standard also. Not much penetration. Not much penetration. Oh, Lilia does get stunned up. Pops Black Shoes. Purify still available on the clock. Mr. Implosion Man has to go back to base, but doesn't seem like... Ooh, top side. Pack is going to lose against this Exborg, I think. Too much slow CC and AoE. It's too easy for Exborg to win that match. Pack has to pretty much aim and hit his spells versus Exborg can just shoot it in a fan. But members of Above the Rest are starting to get low. The Flicker Implosion onto the Marksman. Quite a nice ulti. And also the Blazing Duet reaching onto the backside, but the Purifier for the Claude just too much, and the true damage from the Export picks up the Claude there. Both teams are falling. 3 members for the side of Mass has fallen versus the 2 for the Above the Rest, but they have the Rithel available. This is a terrible situation for Mass here. They're unable to close the gap of the Rift. The Purifier was just too much for the Implosion to even catch. And they decided to all in there and end up being punished. But there is a small wave of minion and a little bit of hope. But I feel like above the rest is going to be taking this game. No upset number 3. Tough game for Mass. Felt like they definitely had the lead. Congratulations to above the rest. 19-18 is the scoreboard. 20-minute match total. MVP goes to Pompurin. He was at like a 6-0-4. Ended the game with a 6-2 and 7. Definitely a very, very high damage game. Followed by the X-Borg and the Rithel. Both lanes, both side lanes of above the rest. Strong performance here. 83%, 38% damage dealt. Guys, we're going to be right back for our last match of the day between Ethereal and Fiends. We're going to be right back. Welcome back, everyone. House of Pisces X Night Horde Season 2. Qualifiers number 1, round of 16. Best of 1 series between Above the Rest and Not Above the Rest and Not Mask. Gonna be Fiends. Fiends is on the red side versus Ethereal. Shout outs to Ethereal. Hopefully they have bought themselves some
Your team is banned.
Ethereal. Because if they did, they probably wouldn't have to play this game and they'd be rich. And in Ethereal, they have Joy Boo, DCXX, Charles Stone, Wendy, Cohen, and Def versus Love for Pro, Magic. Love for Pro, Heart for Magic, Churro, Banby, Uneven, 012, and Kohari. Familiar faces. Y'all know me. Y'all know I'm a team. I'm a fan of the Fiends. Love their progression so far. Love that they've gotten into the NACT and now they're looking to qualify for the HOPI. Tough match either way. Both teams have fought quite hard to get to this stage. So make sure to come out, show some support for both these teams.
I am the power of light incarnate.
Joy, Kaja, Matilda. Kaja's interesting. I haven't seen a Kaja ban in a minute. Natan. Not Natan. Nolan. Guinevere. Potentially. Next ban. Arlot. Exborg. Minnow. Paramus. Fanny. Fanny. Can we get pro on the Fanny, please? Like, it's not too hard to ask for, because, come on. Paramus is the one that's going to be banded off.
To live.
Nova is going to be a high priority. Exborg, Minnow, Arlot, CC, Ruby, all available. Marksman's, Carry, Claude. Damn. Is UA back in the business? Because seems like all it takes is 2-3 days of casting. Export, first pick, Prio. Ooh, a little bit of a show. The Diggy. It's one of those picks where it's like, you know, if you don't show the Diggy, enemy team builds full CC and they don't ban it out. It's quite interesting, but now that Diggy has been shown, they don't go for the carry. Instead, they opt to go for the Claude. But Claude actually lost last game in the hands of Mask. Same, going up against an Exborg, and Churro says no to the Navaria, chooses to go for the Vexana. I, again, do not like Vexana when you're going against dive-heavy heroes. Exborg is an extremely dive-heavy hero. Paired with the CC, the Vexana is looking to get bodied. But again, this is Fiends on the Vexana. Maybe they have a different perspective of how things should be run. CC gets picked up, potentially Carry or Ethereal should pick up a magic damage dealer. And Angela is quite great here. Maybe too early, but I would say they are lacking in magic, right? They could pick up the Novaria. And I do hope this Angela is not the mage in this situation. But with Ethereal's comp right now, it's very hard. CC should be in that XP position. I think Ethereal might be the team that played the CC on mid, so that might be something. They do have magic. They do have true damage. I was hoping they can add a little bit more magic damage and maybe hit them with the last physical. Fiends. With the roam available already, maybe they could look to go for a Fanny early pick. There's also a lot of other option. The Ruby, the Yuzong, Ruby does get picked up by Uneven here. Ooh. When I could guess these picks, means we're back in business, my friends. Bans are on the table. Fiends definitely looking to deny some of the picks of the gold lane. Carry is a great option here, along with Brody, an early game marksman if they're looking for, or even denying some magic picks like Natan. Right, the side of Ethereal, most likely export can be flexed into the jungle. CC can be flexed onto the mid, but CC is probably going to be in the XP. Export in the jungle. They could opt to go for a Brody ban. Yeah, so Brody definitely saves them from the Claude, and they don't have to think about banning heroes that Ethereal can just flex into another role. Now Ethereal looking to ban, takes the Fredrin out. Pro has been a meta player for the Fredrin, but I do hope that we get to see a Fanny this time around. Another ban, maybe an early game deny. Maybe the Rithel can be quite good for the side of Fiends. Ethereal, on the other hand, yeah, they could look to ban out the junglers. But I would say with something like an X-Borg, maybe allowing Fiends to pick up a tank jungler and taking out the Martis might be the better option. Because that mobility is hard to deal with. Maybe even taking out the Alpha, because I've seen the Alpha outfarm quite a bit. No bans being put onto the table for the side of Fiends. The Minotaur gets taken off the board. Not really convinced at the Minotaur. It might be a bait for the side of Fiends because they did hover the Diggy, and Diggy is also still available. Ethereal, honestly, on the other hand, can pick up the Diggy too. Diggy Angela mid. Pretty sacred, pretty terrible combination, but it's fun regardless. Chigriel gets picked up from Heart for Magic here. That's a double stun. That's a double stun, right? Ruby, I'm offended, second skill. Tigreal first, Implosion. Huge amount of CC potential coming out from the side of Fiends, along with the, I don't know, the fear placement of Shiro Bambi. Def picking up an R-Lot, please. We are not talking about an R-Lot roam, right? And Ethereal does opt to go for a double true damage comp, a double shredding comp on the front line. This is a very strong combination. A lot of single target and a lot of true damage, which means Fiends have to build a lot of HP. And again, with a lot of HP items, we're looking at Guardian Helmet, Antique, Radiant, and Athena's, and Pro Destroyer is giving the crowd what he wants, is giving the caster what he wants. Yeah! And he's getting to play with a very cool skin. I don't think I've seen Pro on this skin. He always plays the classic Skylark, I think. But we get to see the Aspirin Fanny on Pro. W's in the chat, please. Welcome, guys. Guys new to the stream, make sure to hit the like and subscribe. Make sure if you guys are a viewer and you guys do want to play in this tournament, we have our qualifiers #2 registration coming up this Thursday. So if you guys are looking to join our tournament, make sure to come through. It's a $2,000 total prize pool, 100K diamond split among the teams. Further you guys go into the tournament, the more diamonds and reward you guys are going to get. Again, this is going to be Fiends versus Ethereal. Fiends, NACT top 8 team qualified for the round robins, and Ethereal looking to find the third upset of today. Best of 1 series. Claude versus Carry, both late game. Claude should have a poking advantage, maybe a movement advantage, but Carry definitely going to have a good single target DPS compared to the AoE. Magic for Heart, caught in a bad situation, opting to flicker out. And the Purifies on the board. And once again, it's a CC mid. The exact, I think this is the team that ran that CC mid. Which is very interesting. Pro. Oh. Oh. Retribution goes out. Does take the blue buff. Small early advantage for the side of Fiends. Quite good. Quite good. Man, we get to see Pro on this Fanny once again. It's been such a long time. Pretty nostalgic to watch this young goat go so far. Kohari also. You know, when Kohari first tried out for Imperium, he was playing the carry. Oh my god. And he's gonna get a push on the bot side. And the turtle's not even started. Fiends pushing advantage everywhere on the map. Kohari's gonna get a full gold plate on a Claude. Ooh, double knockup from Vexana. Final slash from the Arlot. The first skill does not connect though. Interesting. Fanny got the blue. Uh-oh. Def. Ooh, a little sidestep. Is he gonna get the last insanity? No, the stun comes through. Two-man set. I'm offended. Also, double stun. Angela Heartguard does come through. Pro looking to go for the cutthroat and does obtain his kill onto the top side. DCXX is going to be the one that falls. Side of Fiends should look to push onto the top side of the tower, potentially get onto that gold plating. Bot side, on the other hand, Kohari doing so much damage already to the tower. Let's take a look at some of the gold advantage for both teams. Kohari about a 700 gold lead, so significant early on. He also got about a 300 gold lead in the jungle position. Everyone else is quite similar. 400 gold for Arlot also. Cutthroat on the backside does pick up the Angela and Kohari here, trading a little bit. Demon Hunter Sword picked up by the marksman. Some items are now being put up. CC gets that stun. Purify does come through. An uneven is there to catch him. But Arlot, on the other hand, is going to be on the top side. Fanny probably opting to go for that blue. And Kohari, oh no, the Blazing Duet coming through. Is going to be enough CC. Or isn't going to be enough CC. It doesn't even do enough damage to kill the minions nowadays. So the nerf is actually quite big. Glowing Wand being picked up by Churro. Adding that little spice to the damage of the Vexana. Hello, Florence Bull. Thank you for the comment. Good luck to both teams. Appreciate it. We get to just see the Fanny coming out and playing. It's quite nice. Oh my, Cutthroat coming through. Ooh, Flicker Implosion from the bush. Did not finish that kill, but still quite good. Uneven. Flicker, I'm offended. Chooses death. Chooses to accept his own death. First kill on the board for the side of Ethereal. Claude does get the bottom tower. It's going to be quite huge for Fiends. 6-1 is going to be the overall scoreboard. 3k lead Vexana. Conceal does save the day. I'm gonna say that is not the move, but did end up surviving. Pro with Kohari should be able to get this objective completely uncontested, pushing the lead up to about a 4k. Take a look at some of the items that are being built on the board. Last Insanity pushed out. Magic chunked solo. Implosion coming through, but the death. Export picks up that kill too. kills on the board for the side of Ethereal now. And Pro, small freestyle, 3-4 cables, going back and forth, cutthroat, able to pick up the CC on the mid side. And lots of items being built already, right? We're at the 6-minute mark, and Claude has already built up 2 items. Kohari is extremely rich in this sense. 1.5k gold above the carry. That's a full item. Jungle, similar gold. Mage, also significantly apart, about 1.5k. Pro on this backside once again, looking to see if he can get some damage. In Kohari getting on to this tower, very objective focus. They need to try and figure out how to back off right here. Blazing Duet coming through onto the backside does zone out a few of the members, but I don't know if Kohari is going to have it enough for him to be able to 1 versus 5. Last Insanity does get popped here. Kohari uses that second skill to dash over onto that wall. Arlot is going to be able to pick off Kohari here, but it is going to be a 2-for-1 trade. Still advantage for the side of Fiends, but gold is being traded back and forth by both teams. And the one thing that this double stun provides is Tigro and Ruby are both heroes that a lot of people are going to take Purify to go against. So Carrie, Angela, and Cece. And then when they take Purify against a lot of these assassins that gap close, for example, Xborg, Fanny, Harith, Claude, it's very hard to deal with the gap closing then. So that's why the Purify is good. But at the same time, there is weaknesses. Purify does get popped. Cooldown, about 90 seconds, and Fanny's going to come in. No Purify, which means they don't have the ability to dash away. Oh my god, the unlimited energy. Clean. Not to praise this guy so much, but I've been watching his Fanny for a very long time, so it's quite nice to see him in the professional scenes looking like this. 10-4 is the scoreboard. 4k gold lead Lord coming down slowly. 1.5k still advantage for the Claude, looking to build up to the Croatian Scythe. Demon Hunter Sword looking to try and being picked up by the carry. Fanny picks up the neutral objective, looking for the cutthroat, gets that free kill. 3 cables, Stalin out. Xborg does look like he's trying to go in. The hard guard gets popped preemptively. I think it's a mistake. Maybe they're going to look to try and force a kill here. Implosion guy is on the backside. 3-man set. And the knock up into a suicide. Oh my god, 2-man I'm offended from uneven final slash. DXCC gets taken off the board. That's a 4-for-1 trade. Magic for 4 of their members. Very expensive trade on the side of ETH. Don't think that's going to be what they're looking for, as they are going to be pushing onto the mid side. And out goes the mid tower. There's no way Fiends are looking to end. He has no second skill. Kohari dies. A bad shot call coming out from Fiends, a mistake, in my opinion. Should not be making those calls like that, unless you're trolling. 6k, 7k gold lead. 3k, about 2k between the marksmans. 700 between the XP. 400 between the roams. 400 between the junglers, and 3,000 between the mage. So the mage and the marksman gap is quite big in this game. Might be because CC cannot clear waves that well. It might be just the CC mid is not great. It might be Angela as the only magic damage is not great. Even though I think Ethereal's comp is decent. You have 2 true damages, but Xborg topside gets chunked out here with the cutthroats along with the Claude. Blazing Duet is going to be ready. The final slash coming through. A little bit of lag coming through, but Kohari is going to pick up that Arlot. Still, Blazing Duet is available. He's going to look up to heal, and I do think they're going to try and end it. 5-man's here on the mid side. Good call, in my opinion. Pro, backside, picks up 1. Oh my god, picks up a 2nd. And Fiends. Whew. What a game. What a game. And of course, the overlays are wrong once again. How are the overlays wrong, dude? It doesn't make sense to me. Congratulations to Fiends. 20-6 is the overall score board. 11-minute match, dominating performance from these addicts. And Love for Pro MVP 12-0-1, well deserved, along with Kohari grabbing up that lead so early. Grabbing up that gold tower so early. Guys, thank you guys all for watching the House of Pisces X Night Horde Season 2 Day 3 for the best of 1 series in the round of 16. Tomorrow, we're going to have 3 matches left. Monarch Express versus BTK at 5 p.m. Night Horde X versus Team Mystics West at 5:30. And also Legacy versus A77 Angels. Guys, thank you guys all for watching the stream. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe. If you guys have anything you guys want to talk about, shoot me in the chat, shoot me in the DMs, come on to our Discord. We'll see you guys tomorrow. GG's. We out.